Hi, I'm Heather, and today we're going to take a tour inside a geodesic dome. The dome is owned by Joanne and Rick Vollmer over in Thornton, and it's an interesting structure designed so that you can do gardening for vegetables year-round, even in New Hampshire. That's right. Now, when I first saw one of these structures, I thought for sure it could get blown away in the nearest thunderstorm, but I was wrong. These structures are phenomenally efficient and strong. And while I was there, I was able to pick fresh greens, and I had the most amazing salad after I left Joanne and Rick's. I can't tell you how it tasted. It was amazing. Nothing else tasted the same after that from those fresh greens that you could just pick right there, take into your home, cook them or eat them plain, however you wanted to fix them up. So I'm very happy to present this to you, and the first thing we're going to do is just take a little tour through the geodesic dome, and then I sit down with Joanne and we talk about the geodesic dome and what it's like for her to garden in her dome. Thanks, and enjoy. Okay, go ahead and tell me about the solar panels that you have here.
Yep. These ones here we added them, and they run a pump system for watering the garden, and the lighting system. It's all 12 volt and the stereo.
Okay.
And the ones on the dome, the big one runs a fountain inside, which you'll see now, and then also these fans that are on the sides.
Okay.
They come on when it gets too hot, and they're all run by automatic and 12 volts. And the little ones in the front here, they run little pancake fans that are in a box on either side of the door, and they bring warm air under the exterior perimeter beds and keep them warm during the day.
Very cool.
Yeah, thanks.
So what is the purpose of the tank?
The tank is the main part of the whole dome in that it stores the heat. The water never freezes, and it takes in solar heat during the day and it releases it at night and keeps the dome, it moderates the temperature and keeps it from freezing in here. The fish are in here to help fertilize the water because they do have byproducts that help the water, and they also eat any insects or any mosquito larvae. And if you want, you can do edible fish in here. Catfish, Oh boy, you can do eels.
Ew.
Eels do very well, and eels, you can pack them in really good. So, tilapia, if you can keep the water warm enough. So
That's
they're
amazing.
All projects that could
Okay.
happen.
Wow.
Today I'm talking to Joanne Vollmer from Wise Way Wellness Center in Thornton, New Hampshire. And we are in Joanne's Geodesic Dome. And Joanne and her husband both, actually, they build these. And so they'll go to your property and they'll measure things out and check out sunlight, right?
Sunlight, yeah.
Okay, and build one for you. So we're going to talk about how you can garden organically year-round. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Heather. I'm thrilled that we made it up the hill on this snowy, we just had a big snowstorm yesterday, February 25th.
Yep.
Yes, so we're covered with snow outside and we're sitting in a warm, comfortable garden inside.
It's amazing. We have some kale right behind us. It's Joanne's favorite vegetable she shared with me already. And I asked her if she had to go to the store at all since she began gardening this year in the winter, and she said, unfortunately, yes, she had to go once in mid-January, right?
Yeah, once in January.
Once in mid-January.
To supplement, yeah.
And, okay, so we have kale, we have lettuce,
Yeah, there's Swiss chard,
Swiss chard,
arugula. Back over there we have beet greens, we have mustard greens. Over here we have red oak leaf lettuce, romaine, yes, the red beet greens, parsley, rosemary, shrubs.
Yeah, this rosemary shrub is pretty fragrant.
Yes.
Okay, so, and there are also, I don't know if you've got the lemon tree
Yes,
there.
there's a lemon tree, ponderosa lemons. And right behind the camera are oranges and bitter oranges, sage, thyme. What else have we got here?
A lot of good stuff. Okay, so that's kind of what we have in this particular geodesic dome, and obviously they're all unique unto whoever chooses to have a geodesic dome, correct?
That's true, that's true. The one thing that in the winter months, while it's freezing outside, it does not freeze inside, and yet it's more likely that we would be growing these cold weather crops. We would not be taking our tomatoes and basil into January and February. So it's all the cold weather crops.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's an amazing amount of variety that you can grow even in the winter.
Yes.
Okay. And so essentially this is providing you with year-round fresh vegetables.
Correct. Organic.
Organic,
Yes.
fresh vegetables year-round.
Mm-hmm.
So if, so I guess what I would like to know is how cost-effective is that to build a dome and then to grow these gardens?
Mm-hmm. Well, it is an investment for your property. It is a fair investment that people would take time to consider. And yet, there's so many factors to compare price-wise with your cost of purchasing organic vegetables. One thing that we found is that because we have such an abundance, we eat much more fresh vegetables. Whereas I often hear people will go to the store and buy a certain amount and kind of spread it out over the week, where we come up here every single day and fill a basket of lettuce greens, fill a basket of stir-fry greens, and so we eat so much more of the fresh greens because there is such an abundance. So that's one thing. The other thing that is very hard to put a cost on is the joy of having your hands in the soil and having a place to go in the winter to work with the plants and be with the soil, to spend time here in a peaceful place with the plants. There isn't really a price tag to compare that with. those that get, feel housebound with the cold.
Right.
It's just so pleasant and nurturing for the soul to be out here.
I think that's actually important, and also there's the whole aspect of the carbon footprint.
Correct.
So instead of getting kale from California midwinter or Mexico or wherever they grow kale, you're getting kale that has had no oil invested in shipping it here, and other ways of trying to preserve the, maybe refrigeration costs, the way, all the packaging. I mean, think about that. There's the plastic bag issue. I can tell you is something that it actually bothers me every single time I go to the grocery store, and I keep thinking, there's gotta be a better way. And yet I'm inundated with plastic because we do buy a lot of organic greens because we juice. And so you're eliminating all of the packaging, all of the oil that's involved in shipping, and the shipping.
That's correct. That's a great point.
I mean, talk about local.
It's local.
And then there's the other aspect of vitamin content.
Yes.
When you travel a plant or you choose to, harvest a plant, then it has to be packaged, then it has to be shipped, and then it has to be wrapped in plastic.
How old is that?
How old is that?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So your vitamin content, from what I understand, is probably much higher.
I would think so. Because we pick it as needed.
And how many years have you had this?
This is, I believe, our 8th or 9th winter now that we've gone through the full winter and year-round. So shortly I'll be germinating seeds and starting my next season of crops. And they'll be filling all the shelves that you see here. So I'll be starting other crops that I will add into here. For instance, this arbor behind us will be used for the European cucumbers, the long cucumbers.
Okay.
So we'll be harvesting those in June, right into November. A really nice long harvest of those. And we'll be growing a variety of peppers and hot cayenne peppers that we usually don't have a long enough growing season outside, and I'll grow those plants in the dome.
Oh.
And we will grow some tomato plants here on this arbor that you see, and just to have a few tomato plants that will go into December. Just kind of stretch the season a little bit. The rest we do put out in the outdoor gardens.
Okay, so you have outdoor gardens.
Outdoor gardens as well.
Wow, that's a lot of gardening.
A lot of gardening.
I also wanted to ask about how you keep your soil healthy, and is it easy? Do you make your own compost?
Yes, so the soil, we continuously add compost, and we do all our own composting here. And we do get composted manures that we add in, and whatever nutrients and minerals, all organic, that we need to keep the soil balanced. So in other words, when this crop of kale comes to completion, and some of these crops I call them crops, patches, will harvest out for a long time, sometimes 6 to 8 months. I'll keep picking off of this patch of kale and chard. They continuously harvest a long time. We don't see that outside, of course. So once that comes to an end, we'll pull the plants out and re-amend and re-fertilize the soil, and with the compost and so forth, and just keep growing. As we are growing, we will often fertilize regularly with fish fertilizer and all organic kinds of things. So it's not often that we're turning over the soil. So
so do you have a compost? What, George?
You got about 5 minutes.
Okay. Goodness. Has it gone that fast?
Your battery's going down yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
My battery is going down.
So, and I don't know if we want to mention the fans and how they...
Sure. Okay. just to finish up composting, do you have a big composting bin?
We do, outside by the main garden, we do have a good big composting, several composting bins where we will
You spin
add all the
them.
kitchen crops, and we'll just turn them
Okay.
and add some of the clippings and green things and brown things and, you know, keep it moving. Yeah,
I can feel the sun already. It's just
Yes.
even though it's not even completely sunny, I can feel it. So the and one more question: do they attract bears? The compost bins?
no,
Okay,
no, we haven't
that's
had
good to know.
animals.
And we were talking about how you aerate this space.
Yes, the ventilation here in the summer is all automatic,
Okay.
and it does run on the one large solar panel that we saw outside.
Yeah.
And that will run 3 fans, and you can see this one fan
Yeah.
behind us. That will automatically, the louvers will open,
That's so cool.
and the black piston that sticks out the back of the top of the fan is filled with paraffin, and as it heats up, it expands and turns the fan on.
Oh, that
And
is
the
so
fans
cool.
run on the solar panels, so it automatically aerates, you know, you don't even have to be here. And the same for the roof vents. They
Okay.
have these gray pistons that you see, and it will open and close the vents automatically. So if you're gone for the day, in a summer day, you don't have to worry
Okay.
about it getting too hot in here.
That's so
It's all
cool.
automatic.
And how does this withstand those really intense microbursts with thunderstorms and wind and?
Yeah, the wind and the snow load, there's no problem. The geodesic dome structure that was created by Buckminster Fuller way back is a unique design of certain formulations of the triangles. And it is made, it's one of the strongest structures, and it is created to withstand wind and snow loads and so forth. It is simply one of the strongest structures. And another part about having all these triangles of the polycarbonate film that is covering the dome, the sunlight will move across those panels and give a very even light across the dome for the plants. So it's a very filtered, even light and even heat. Whereas a regular greenhouse with the flat sides, a traditional English greenhouse, is the sun can get very intense on that big flat surface. So that's another benefit about the dome structure and how it's created.
It smells so good in here. I can't even describe it. It's like sniffing a tranquilizer. You know, you just kind of, it's so fresh, and yeah, there's got to be a lot of oxygen in the air with this.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what we'll do is we will kind of wrap this up for now because it looks like our battery's running low, and I'll check it, and then we can always like add another clip in
Sure,
if that's good with you.
sure.
I think that what we'll do is we'll just give information right off the bat on how people could get a hold of you if they were interested in a geodesic dome on their
Sure.
property. And how
Yes.
they might accomplish that.
Yes, they can call us at 603-726-7600.
7600.
7600. They can call us. There's a little more information on the website. That's wisewaywellnesscenter.massagetherapy.com. And we do have some information up on the East Coast Solar Dome page.
Oh.
So you can contact us and we can discuss sales. And just so you know too, the domes, this is a 33-foot dome.
Okay.
They come in sizes from 18-foot to 42-foot.
Okay.
So there are smaller domes for, smaller family sizes, and
Wow.
they're priced.
Look at
Yeah.
that
And
sunlight.
here's the sun has just come out, yeah.
Ah, that's so fabulous.
Would you like to have a taste of kale, Heather?
I
I know it's
would,
your favorite
because-
too.
You know, I did my Dances with Kale
Yes.
dance, and I'm a lover of kale. Oh my gosh,
So tender.
that is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very delicate. It's very delicate. I'm gonna have to look into this myself. Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you, Heather.
All right, this wraps it up for today.